Hey, how's it going everyone? It's me, it's Count Jinsula, and welcome to another raid guide video. Today we're going to be talking about the two new Mega Evolutions that are coming to Pokemon GO, and they are of course the legendary Latios and Latias. Both of these Pokemon share very similar counters, but there are a couple of nuances between them that you will want to watch out for. I'm going to be going over all of this in today's video, so let's roll the intro and jump right into it. Alrighty, so let's dive right into it. So, both Mega Latios and Mega Latias are the first Mega Legendaries to arrive to Pokemon GO, and both of these Pokemon are extremely powerful in their own right. But because these are Mega Legendaries, their raid encounters are actually going to be extremely difficult compared to other raid encounters. Therefore, if you want to take down these Mega Evolutions in order to collect the Mega Energy, you will most certainly want to have the best counters and the best raid setup, because this is going to be the hardest raid you will ever do. Right, so let's dive into those counters right now. And just like I said before, both of these Pokemon are pretty much going to have the exact same counters, but because the moveset could be different for both of them, you will want to make sure you bring different teams for different situations. First and foremost, I highly suggest you bring at least one Mega Evolution to this raid. That is because it has an insane amount of health and it's going to take a lot of damage to take down, so you will want to make sure you have a Mega Evolution so you could deal as much damage as you possibly can. Some of the best Mega Evolutions that you can bring include Mega Gengar and Mega Houndoom. Both of these are the absolute supreme Mega Evolutions that you could bring, but you could also bring Mega Absol, Mega Charizard X, Mega Gyarados with Dark type attacks, or Mega Abomasnow with Ice type attacks. Pretty much all of these are going to be really effective against Mega Latios and Mega Latias, but make sure you are backing up these Mega Evolutions with a really strong team. I highly suggest you go with either Rayquazas or Salamences because both of these deal a ton of dragon type damage. You will just want to watch out because either Latios or Latias could have dragon type moves which will pretty much one-shot all of your dragons. But DPS is the absolute key here, so even if you look like you're going to get knocked out really easily, I suggest just top loading your team with as much Rayquaza as you possibly can because you're going to deal a ton of damage against Mega Latios and Mega Latias, and that is going to be the key thing. If you do not have a bunch of Rayquazas and Salamences, then you could still bring a whole bunch of Shadow type Pokemon that are going to be strong against dragons, like for example Shadow Mamoswine could be very useful here, and then of course there's Shadow Alolan Executor. That's kind of a new one that was added recently. Those are going to be really strong against either of these Pokemon because of the dragon type attacks that it could bring. And if you happen to have Shadow Salamence, then you absolutely should bring that and make sure you power it up as much as you can. I say this with the utmost sincerity. These are the absolute hardest raids that have ever been released into Pokemon GO. You really cannot just wing these raids with just random Pokemon and random players. You will need to coordinate as much as possible, have as many Mega Evolutions in the raid party as you possibly can, and bring the absolute best counters that you could bring. As I mentioned before, you will want to have multiple different teams, but it really comes down to the Mega Evolution. If it has certain movesets that are going to be really strong against certain Mega Evolutions, then you will want to bring a Mega Evolution that is going to be resistant to that move. For example, if you're going up against Mega Latios and it has Solar Beam, then you will want to bring Mega Charizard X. If you're going up against Mega Latias with Thunder, then maybe Mega Abomasnow will be your best choice. Regardless, you will want to cater whatever Mega Evolution you bring to the moveset that either of these Pokemon will have. If you are looking to comfortably defeat either Mega Latios or Mega Latias, you will want to make sure you have at least 5 trainers that are at least level 40 and you are bringing the absolute best counters. But if you want to Zerg it down, then you are probably better off just looking for a raid group that has at least 15 people. Because this is such a difficult raid boss, you will want to have as much damage as you possibly can, and if you are low level, you will want to make sure everyone else in the raid party is at least level 35 25 with a lot of great counters. This is seriously one of the hardest raid bosses that I've ever come across, and I honestly think that because the mega energy amount that you get is so substantially high, you don't necessarily need to do too many of these. Especially because right now, all you have to do is get that initial mega evolution, and then you can mega evolve them for free afterwards. You just have to wait the 7-day cooldown. But I do think the reward is going to be substantial for doing these, because Mega Latios and Mega Latias are going to be some of the best Pokemon that you could bring to raid battles in the future. Like a lot of raid battles that are weak against dragon types and psychic types are going to get nuked down by either of these mega evolutions. There are certain raid bosses that require at least 4 or 5 trainers. They may actually be 2-manable with either of these mega evolutions. That's just how powerful they are. Now, if you are looking for a perfect IV of both Latios and Latias, you will want to find a Latios that has a CP of 2178 if it's not weather boosted, and of course if you're looking for one that's weather boosted and a perfect IV, you will want one that is 2723. Now, when it comes to Latias, the perfect IV is going to be 2006 if it's not weather boosted, and 2507 if it is weather boosted. And of course, both Latios and Latias are going to be weather boosted by only windy weather, so don't forget that both Mega Latios and Mega Latias will get the windy weather boost to their damage, and that could be really difficult to handle, so maybe it's best that you go after these without the weather boost. If you happen to have, like, let's say the foggy weather boost, then that might be a prime opportunity to go out and do these Mega Evolution raids, mainly because you will get that damage boost to your ghost type and dark type Pokemon, and then you could bust them out against either of these bosses. Now, between the two of these, I think Mega Latios is quite difficult compared to Mega Latias, and that is of course because it deals a lot more damage and has a lot harder hitting moves, but when it comes to Mega Latias, it also has a lot more HP as well as defense, so it is a give and take. Maybe when it comes to Mega Latias, it will be easier for you because less of your Pokemon will get knocked out and you could just zerg it down with just heavy hitting Pokemon without having to worry about any of them getting knocked out, but regardless, either of these Pokemon are going to be useful in their own right. Mega Latias, for example, has the fast attack charm, as well as some charge moves like Thunder and Outrage. Any of these could be very useful with a Mega Evolution boost, so you should think about that in the future. And then of course, when it comes to Mega Latios, it has pretty much just exclusively Psychic and Dragon type attacks, but it does have the charge move Solar Beam. In order to Mega Evolve either of these Pokemon, you will need 300 Mega Energy, which you should be able to get within 2 to 3 raids. Because you get about 150 energy per raid, even if you struggle a bit to take it down, you will be good to go after 2 raids. And then of course, afterwards, it's going to be free, but I highly suggest you do as many of these as you possibly can while it is out, mainly because this is such a useful Mega Evolution. So you will want to make sure you have plenty of energy available so that you can Mega Evolve these on a whim. That is definitely going to be helpful in future raids. And yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for my coverage of both Mega Latios and Mega Latias. These are the hardest raids that are currently available in Pokemon Go, so make sure you go at it with at least the best counters you have, as well as many boosts as you can give yourself, like friendship bonuses and weather boosts and different things like that. But yeah, let me know down below what your best Mega Latios or Mega Latias is in terms of IVs, and what you think about these Mega Evolution raids. And if there's a tip that I completely missed, make sure you mention that down below as well. Let's have a great discussion, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support this channel in any way, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. For all of my patrons, they get a permanent spot on my friends list, so if you want to raid with me or if you want to interact with me in some way, then you can do that by becoming a patron on Patreon. So yeah, that's going to be it. I'm Count Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I will catch you all later.